Hey, good afternoon. What is today? I don't even remember what the date is. It is Sunday, October 13th. 13th is our favorite number in this house for a lot of reasons, but today is the 13th, 2024. We're in the middle of a massive solar storm, apparently, and I've gotten more than one email from people saying, "Are you having the same weirdness as I'm having?" And I would have to say yes at this point. Having some pretty massive weirdnesses. And so I thought I would jump on actually for a second and talk about that. Because I do believe you can protect yourself from the solar storms just using I am statements, right? I am is the blessing of the cosmos. It is the energy of creation. I am is inside you as inside me. It's all the same energy. And you can just say, I am protected from the solar storm. And just feel it. Notice what that feels like. I feel like I just now got a really good dusting and cleaning just from that one statement. If you stick with it and you stay with it, right, chances are good that it'll affect you less and less over time. But if it catches you off guard, you end up where I'm at, and apparently a few other people are at today. So what I have going on, and I want to bring this up because I think it's super important to understand when things happen. Like there's different ways you can handle them, obviously, but to actually handle them is something that you should do, right? So I got an email from a gal about, I do a free class on Saturdays, and I got an email because they had missed the week before. She had missed the week before because she couldn't get in, but we were on, okay, and the link is posted in the in my YouTube channel. You can find last week's class. I think it was from the 7th. But basically was kind of coming at me, and I was a little bit like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We were there and we were having the class, and I never saw her pop in. So usually I have to literally click a box and it pops up in the corner and notifies me when somebody comes in, but I never saw her come in. But nonetheless, she was upset about that and made mention of it. And then this week I had to cancel, so I apologize to everybody who was coming. And I got a few emails of people and actually a phone call making sure I was okay. So I appreciate that. First of all, that was amazing of you guys. But due to the smoke from the fires back here in the canyon behind us. So, and you can still hear it in my voice, like we're still battling the smoke out here. So it's a little bit rough talking, and it can get really rough breathing. And so that was basically why I called that off, because I wasn't breathing well. But she said something about the energy, and now I can't even remember what she said, but about the energy, because the week before they were waiting, she said, what happened here energetically is a little strange. And so now when somebody calls out the energy of something, I start checking. Okay, so two things. First of all, I would say always check for yourself if something is right for you or not, right? So doing a class, especially a free one, check inside your heart and ask and make sure it's right for you to be even on doing, because energetically, if it's not right for you, it probably will be a little strange. Okay? It's not for me. I love doing this. I enjoy doing this. But if it's not energetically correct for you, check out. It's fine. Not an issue at all. Secondly, it's all energy. It's all energy. We are all of the same energy, but just because we display different frequencies, things will happen different for each of us, right? But it all comes from the same source. It's all the same energy. If it's a little strange, I kind of play with the mirror idea. And if somebody says this to me, kind of pointing at me saying, isn't this a little strange? Thinking, I don't take it personally necessary, but I'll check myself, right? So, and that's what I did. Using the mirror idea, if somebody's standing in front of me, right? Are they mirroring something to me? Is there some kind of thing information I'm supposed to get from something like this? So I always check that kind of stuff. But like I had said before, because of our individual lives, our frequencies are different, even though we come from the same source. Our makeup, because of those frequencies, right? If you focus on anger, or focus on sadness, or focus on irritation, like whatever it is, right? Or you focus on love, right? You can focus on the high stuff too. Your life will be different than the person standing next to you, depending on what they are focusing on, right? That makes total sense. So because of our individual lives, our beliefs and perceptions, right, are included in all that stuff. I use the mirror idea, and I look in the mirror and ask, okay, is this trying to mirror something back to me? Is there something in my energy that's drawing in what she called it's a little strange. What's happening energetically is a little strange. Is there something in my energy field that's attracting this strangeness? And I always want to know, right? I've been doing this stuff for years. I have been doing it for years. And anytime I end up in front of somebody, and I learned this a long time ago when I was working with a Hollywood mogul that brought some super strangeness into my life, and I had to stop and ask myself, what is in my field that's attracting this? And literally sat down and did some work on it in the middle of an event she was hosting. So I did that with this. What is it in my field that's attracting this, first of all? And have learned quite recently, actually, that if you look through somebody else's eyes into the field of awareness, which is all of ours, yes, you can sometimes actually see what's causing the issue or the blockage or the problem or, whatever it is. Sometimes it's something super simple. Sometimes it's a little bit more and you might have to do a little bit more work, but for me, it's always great to know because I'm always, the idea of ho'oponopono, I am always trying to clear the field, right? Get it back to a zero state, get it back to a clean slate, right? Because then life tends to operate and function a little bit easier. So I was doing some of that work with this and literally was told, what if she just had the wrong link, right, to the Zoom room, and messaged that back and haven't heard back. So who knows what it really was. What I do know is it wasn't mine, right? So that's basically what I want to tell you. And all of the stuff that's going on, have the conversations with your spirit, have the understandings with yourself. Don't take things personally. It's all the same energy. It all comes from the same space. It's just the different sets of frequencies that we operate by that gives us the different perceptions, the different belief systems, right? Blah, 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 blah. And when you come to an understanding about something, be okay to just take your hands off of it. Take your hands off of it. I will say, as far as these classes go, they are free. They're free. Like, if you can't get in, I apologize. And if I have to cancel, I apologize. But that's just how it is. That is just how it is. Today, I had 2 things like this pop up again. And I'm like, okay, seriously, like, what is this energy that's causing this? So one of the things that I was reminded of and have been reminded of it a few times is that years ago I was called to speak truth to people personally when they show up in front of me asking questions or wanting things, right? Things will just show up that I can call out and pick out, and you can ask some of my past clients. I've gotten really good at about just being blunt. And sometimes to the point of almost like I'm just like, oh, like this is hurtful. But they end up thanking me and being so gracious about it because there's like nobody would ever have pointed that out to me before. Nobody ever had, right? Nobody would ever do something that way. But it's a gift. I consider it a gift. My gift of truthful bluntness. And That showed up twice today, where I literally had to get so blunt with somebody about what was going on, and then bringing other people into it to nip these problems in the bud that nobody would have known was going on otherwise, right? This is a time of serious weirdness. The change that is going on. Use your gifts. And I've apologized 14 times in this video. Don't be apologetic. Don't be apologetic. Use your gifts. Know who you are. Know what you do. Know where you came from. And just move and go with that. It's to me is one of the easiest ways to live. The point that I'm at right now in my life, it is one of the easiest ways to live, is just to stand on who I am and let things move around me. And it's fine, right? It's just the way I tend to operate at this point after years of doing this. I hope this blesses somebody. I hope it helps you with things that you're going through. Like I said, I did have quite a few people emailing me saying, why is everything getting so weird? I think it's just the period of time we're in. I think it's some of the stuff that's going on with the sun, with our electromagnetic what just happened? Electromagnetic fields shifting, right? Every time the sun throws an explosion in our direction, we get a little bump and a shift. Do your grounding work. Do your grounding work. Do your work. Whatever your work is, do it every day. Get into your heart space. Sit and be quiet for, if it's the 3 minutes every hour, or you're doing 20 minutes a couple times a day or 3 times a day, whatever it is, make sure you are doing your work and don't stop doing that, right? I was told years ago about a guy. I used to weigh 300 pounds. I don't know how many of you know that. I used to weigh about 300 pounds. And during my course of losing the weight, there was a lot of stuff, but actually it ended up happening really rapidly once I got into alignment. It's a super interesting story. But the part I want to share with you is there was a guy who told me the easiest way to handle anything, and we were talking specifically about diets. He goes, eat less, move more, never stop doing that. Brilliant. Eat less, move more, never stop doing that. It works the same way with this stuff. Do your work. Do your work. Stay away from people who drain you, and never stop doing that. Or put whatever you need to put in this space, because it will be different for everybody. And never stop doing that. And you will get through this almost unscathed. I want to guarantee it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment if you would like to, and I will talk to you again soon.